yeah, I should win just because you had the Timberwolves in the 8th seed.
Vasilevsky's been playing really well, and the Lightning have a great offense.
Yeah, it was a tremendous shot, and I've come to expect it from LeBron. I would say I wish the best for the Red Sox, but as a Yankees fan, that's really hard for me to do.
The biggest addition to me is Jalen Brunson.
Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, and that's all I have to say. He's still a top 5 quarterback in this league, and there's nothing really anyone can do about it.
Why'd you have to name him? Like, seriously? Like, thanks, man.
Who would have thought 5 years ago that the Clippers and Nets would be facing in the finals?
How is Joe Burrow going to get the ball to them if his butt is already on the ground?
Crazy. And for the fans at home,
Hello, I'm Cy Mendenhall, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NBA Opinions of the Week. We're going to talk about the NBA Draft and the man that can talk about steals because he is a steal, Austin.
I appreciate that, Kevin. You're still too, buddy.
Oh, appreciate it. Well, I appreciate you, and that's just want to get that. I want to make sure that message is conveyed.
Yep. Well, today we were talking about our top 5 biggest draft steals, and this doesn't mean so we have them ranked, or at least I have them ranked 1 through 5. So 1 is the biggest steal of them, but just because you're 1 doesn't mean you're better than 2, and 2 doesn't mean you're better than 3 or better than 5. It's just based on where we think they get picked, or if they get picked, that they are a bigger draft steal than the guy behind them.
Yeah, I have it based on which I think most likely happen, and I think there'll be a finished product. So yeah, I'll let you do 5.
Yeah, and one thing that I want to mention first as well, we couldn't put anyone that we thought would be lottery picked, so they couldn't be a lottery selection, or at least we'd be shocked if they were. So my number 5 is Jordan Walsh. I watched him a lot at Arkansas last year. His defense was greatly improved. He kept on getting better throughout the year, and he had some big games in the tournament or hit big shots. He just looked like a complete defender. He could guard much smaller than him, much bigger than him. Him being 6'7", he has the size, and if he can just get his offense to come around, I truly believe he could be a great prospect.
Yeah, that's a good one. This is a guy who I'm pretty sure our March Madness expert loves this guy, and that is my number 5 is Kobe Brown. I saw a little bit of Kobe Brown, and I think he's a good offensive player, and he's good defensively. I don't think he's a great defender, but he's not a liability. And the big thing to me that would make him a draft steal is his 3-point percentage. This year he did shoot above 40%, but last year he was 20%. So it's just that consistency. So if he can be an average 3-point shooter, I think he'd be a solid rotation player.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. Who's your 4?
My 4 is Keontae Johnson. This is a guy we saw do great at Kansas State, but the problem is his health. He is the player that fell with Florida, correct?
Yes, he had the heart condition.
The heart condition. So he's doing. It looks like he's doing better. It's just which I think he falls because of his history. But to me, he's a dynamic offensive player, and I think he also made some key defensive plays. But offensively, I think he would be a very good rotation player. Maybe he's even better.
Yeah, we'll find out. My number 4 is Amari Bailey, who was a freshman at UCLA this year. I actually have one more UCLA player that I will get to. Bailey just has so much upside. He was a freshman last year, like I said, and most draft predictions don't have him going in the first round even. So I think he's a lot of upside. He'd be a perfect player for the Mavs. I think he has good defense, good intangibles. He's a 6'5" guard that's a good defender. He shot 39% from 3 on 1.8 attempts. He has a lot of upside.
Okay. Oh yeah, I wish the Mavs had some more second round picks. But yeah, the highest guy I had was Kobe Brown on this list. That's off the CBS prospect rankings.
Got him.
He was the highest one. So I said Demoy Hodge is another guy. I think he is he's a good defense player. He had the best steals in the SEC. Another guy our draft, our March Madness guy was high on, and he's a good 3-point shooter. I think he'd be a solid 3-and-D shooter, and he can probably fill in quicker than a lot of these other guys.
Yeah, he's a much older player than a lot of the other prospects. My number 3 is Colby Jones, a great player that played for Xavier last year. I loved his improvement and his ability to do everything. He shot 50% from the field, 37.8% from three. He's a solid, not great defender, but solid. And another 6'5" guard that I just think has a lot of potential. He's not the most athletic player, but him averaging 6 boards, 4.4 assists, 15 points on a really good Xavier team. I think he has a lot of potential.
Yeah. Okay. So it seems like I've had a lot of forwards so far, and I guess Demoy is my first guard.
Yeah, Walsh isn't really a guard. He's really a small forward. I guess he could play guard, but I think of him as a small forward. But my other 2 have been guards.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'll go to my number 2 since you said the last one first. And this is another player. I said we were going to have another one on my list at least that went to UCLA. I have 3 6'5" guards back to back to back, and this one's Jalen Clark. He's more underrated than his teammate, but he averaged 2.6 steals, and he's such a great defender, on-ball defender. And I think, again, if you want a great 6'5" on-ball defender, Jalen Clark really is that guy, and I love his ability on the defensive end. I think that if he could grow his offense, he'd be a great player, but I could definitely see him as an Alex Caruso-esque player extremely quickly. And I think his game translates really easily to the NBA once he gets his footing.
Yeah, that would be a good steal. Alex Caruso, I think, is just a solid player, and he's really helped the Bulls. Now we go to my 2, which is another K-State guy. Guys, these are teammates of each other. Marquise Noel. I think he probably doesn't get drafted because of his height. But if he does what we saw in March Madness, I think he's a huge draft steal. Maybe he's a nice backup point guard or leading the second unit.
Yeah, that would be really cool for us to see that. Who's your 1?
My 1 is Marcus Sasser.
Ooh, Sasser's a good one. I did not have Sasser on
Because
my
he has
list.
injuries, but he was on a good program. And it always seems like a guard who's really good in college just goes to the second round. We saw it with Jalen Brunson. We've seen it with Ayo Dosunmu. And I think Sasser could be one of those guys.
Okay. Well, I've had 3 guys on my list that are 6'5", and now I have 2 that are 6'7". One being obviously Jordan Walsh, and now my second guy, my biggest draft steal, a guy that probably goes undrafted, but I'm extremely, extremely high on. Kevin, you may know already. You may not. I've talked to a good bit of our friends about it, but it's Jalen Slauson. I remember talking. You probably remember me talking about Furman. He's a great Furman player. He averaged 16 points per game, 50.6 to be exact, 39.4% from 3. He averaged 7.1 rebounds as a 6'7" forward, 1.5 steals, 1.5 blocks. He was a huge reason why they ended up beating Virginia in the tournament. He had 19 and 10 in that game and shot amazing from the field. Great competition. He stood up to it, and I think that's a big reason why I have him this high as well. As I've seen him go against a good Virginia team, shoot 6 and 9 from the field, and have 19 and 10, and I'm extremely high on him. If he goes undrafted, any team that picks up Slauson, I think is getting a future starter in this league.
Okay, hopefully the Mavs pick him up. And I believe. Okay, those are our top 5 steals. I'm very interested because there's going to be another guy that we left on our list that turns out to be a great steal.
Yeah, and in between when this comes out and obviously our mock draft, I may add a few guys and mention a few guys in that next video. But I think we're close enough now to the draft so where we have a general idea of who we want. I'll definitely do some more research though because I gotta beat you in the NBA draft this year.
Oh, I haven't been keeping up. Have I been winning lately or no?
I think, didn't you win the last NBA draft?
I don't remember. I just know I predicted the Warriors winning, and that happened. Curry was Finals MVP.
I think I won. If the Nuggets win the finals, I win the playoff predictions.
All right. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I should have had Nuggets win the final because I think that was my year pick before the year. Nuggets.
I don't remember. We're gonna have to go back over that stuff, and that definitely gives us some videos to do. But
Yes.
I'm excited for the draft.
Those are some future videos you all should be looking forward to. Stay up to date. Check out our Twitter, OO_podcast 20, I think. And then YouTube, Instagram is OO_podcast. Maybe flipped around. Just look up Outsiders Opinions. Remember, don't forget the apostrophe after the S on Outsiders. That's all we got. Thank you for listening to Outsiders Opinions.